Right guys, so I'm going to do a head-to-head with the Ping G30 LS TEC versus the TaylorMade R15 430. We're going to be using it on GC2 with real golf balls. I'm going to show the simulation. I'm going to hit 5 with each. I'm going to show you what's happening between the two. So we're not just going to measure distance, and that's going to be a big factor, I know. We're also going to see how they spin differently, how they measure up ball speed, clubhead speed, and all that data, because these two drivers are ones that I've been toying with trying anyway. I've got a load of drivers ready to test. I'm going to test them all now on the same day. So I'm going to swing it exactly the same, as best as I can anyway, to see what the results are between drivers, and it's giving you the best information to which drivers out there are doing what for what. Should we give it a go? So I'm going to start off with TaylorMade R15 first. So like I said a minute ago, this is the 430 head, so a slightly smaller head. Suits me better because I can generally generate quite a fast clubhead speed with it. I've got the weights in the most fade bias setting I can possibly put them in. It's just for me. And I've got this in a new shaft. This is the Matrix Black Tie Extra Stiff Shaft. This is the one I got fitted with when I was down at the Belfry, and so far enjoying it, hitting it. I've got it in 10.5 degrees because that's how I best. Basically it's been fitted for me, it's ready. It's raring to go. 10.5 degrees, let's give it a smack. So I'm going to hit 5 golf balls with each, and at the end show all the numbers and see what is doing what, which one's going the longest, which one's spinning the less, which one's doing everything that we can possibly do. So I've done reviews on both these before, you can check those out on my channel. So I don't really need to talk too much about the technology behind each club. It's more about just hitting them and see how they perform. So let's go with the white R15 first. Let's give it a hit. Well, that's an incredible start. So I'm going to hit a couple just to give you a bit of an insight to what the first two are doing. That's a great start. Felt really nice that off the face. Just seemed to come off very hot, very fast. Right, let's hit a couple more. I'm going to leave every shot in there as well, because that's going to kind of show some of the highlighted areas, whether it's forgiving or not. I mean, I've pushed that a little bit right, but it was still a fantastic strike. Right, I'm going to hit 3 more now, then we'll use the data to compare against the G30. Stay tuned, guys. Right, that's all 5 of them hit. That was a nice last one. I'm not saying they're the straightest in the world. A couple little pushes, one draw, and then that monster. That was the best one I hit. So 5 tee shots hit with the R15 430. I'm going to save those numbers, and I'm going to hit the G30 straight after. So I'm going to start it straight away. So the G30, this is the bigger headed. This is the 460 version. Sorry, not this is a smaller version, but a big head, more than the R15. Got the turbulators on top, but this is the LS TEC, low spin tech, where the centre of gravity has been bumped up forward a little bit. I've got this again in an extra stiff shaft. This is the Ping 65 gram Tour extra stiff. I've got it in 9.9 degrees of loft. There is no difference between the length of these two golf clubs. They're absolutely identical distant lengths, so that's a good comparable as well. Right, let's start off with the G30. I'm just going to change the colour on the line, so I'm going to use a white line for the G30. So turbulators on top, it's going to help with a little bit of drag apparently, but let's see how it performs. It's the one I've probably been using the most at the moment. Let's see how it gets on. Much louder golf shot, without question, much louder. Let's hit 5 again and see how it performs. Nice start with that one anyway. Right, that's all 5 of those hits. All 5 with the Ping and all 5 with the TaylorMade. I think we might have a winner. So let's pull up all the figures, let's have a look at them, let's digest them, let's see what's happened. So, I've got these all up on screen now. For just a bit of a reference, I felt like I hit all 10 shots well, really well. The curvature slightly pushed or slightly to the left, it's down to me. They're my shots. These golf clubs aren't going to particularly fix that. They might help it a tiny bit, but they're not going to fix it. Let's see the figures. I'm really excited to see the match up against these two. So let's start off with looking along the columns, and then we'll come to the distance. So clubhead speed. The R15 430 was 110.9 and the Ping was 111.3. The same. Ball speed, the TaylorMade was 157, the Ping was 158. No difference, not a measurable improvement, not a huge difference. Smash factor 1.42 with both. Launch angle 16.2 with the TaylorMade. It is a little bit more lofted and it's got a bit of a loft up feature in there as well. The Ping 15.5, no real difference. Let's have a look at the spin rate now. Let's go straight across, right. Spin rates, both very impressive spin rates. The TaylorMade was 2,180. The worst was 2,390 and the best was 2,025. Very impressive. We're looking for about 2,000 spin rate with 15, 16 degrees of launch. That TaylorMade has hit that criteria. The Ping spun less. The average spin rate was 2,088. So that's a nice little difference, 100 RPM less. The highest was 2,500. So they have the highest spin rate, but it also then counteracts that with the lowest spin rate of 1775. It's pretty impressive. Let's go across. Height's not really much in it. The TaylorMade went a little tiny bit higher. Carry distance. It's a 3 yards difference. The TaylorMade carried at 278 yards on average. The best carry distance was the last one at 289. That's a big hit. And the worst one, or the lowest one, was 272. So front to back, there's 11 yards in there, but not terrible. No, more than 11 yards, sorry. 17 yards difference. I must have really hit that last one well, got the right combination of spin and launch. Probably the fastest clubhead speed as well, but over the averages. Right, the Ping averaged at 281 carry distance, so 3 yards improvement. So there's a little bit in there. The longest carry was 286, but the shortest was 274. So it's not carried as long as the TaylorMade on the longest one, but its worst one is longer. So whether the bigger heads give me that little bit more forgiveness, we'll see. Total distances. The total distance, this is an estimation from the landing carry distance and the spin angle and the launch angle and the descent angle. The GT2 measures how far that ball would have rolled, and the average was 301 average. It's pretty good. Longest one was 313. That's big. That's the last one. That was really nice. So very good, very impressive. The Ping averaged at 305, so it pipped it by 4 yards. The longest was 312, so slightly behind the longest TaylorMade, but the shortest one was 296, where the shortest one of the TaylorMade was 295, so not much of a difference there at all. Rights and lefts, that's me, not the clubs. The furthest one to the right with the TaylorMade was 40, the one furthest to the left is 25, that's me. The Ping, the furthest to the right was 26, the furthest to the left was 27. So you could argue that the Ping, you can take those numbers as you wish. I don't think there's a great deal of difference between the two direction-wise. Now, all the data there on screen is the clubhead data. So I'm going to leave those there on screen. You take from that as you wish. Some of you might want to see that bit, some of you might not be bothered. That's all the clubhead data, how I hit it, where the hit strike location was. I'll let you guys, dive through that, see how you think about that, whether the strikes had any massive influence. I'm going to again let you guys do that, because for me as a tester, people are going to hit bad shots. People are going to hit shots that are not always regularly in the middle, but I'm trying to do it as comparable as I can. So we have a winner, certainly on distance and spin rate. The Ping LS TEC is definitely the one for myself, is working better. It's the longest, Not the longest, the TaylorMade did actually have the longest shot, but very, very good matchup, these two. Very low spinning drivers, generating lots of speed, smaller head, bigger head, but the speeds aren't really different because maybe the turbulators, maybe that has an influence. In both fitted golf clubs, it's an interesting result. The Ping for me is the one that I'm hitting the most frequent at the moment, the one that's staying in the bag the most often. But I will switch and change, give you the option on social media, because that's something I'm going to do on social media now, on my Facebook and Twitter. Before I go and have a round, I'm going to post which driver you'd like me to take out, just to see how it performs on the golf course as well. Guys, as always, do subscribe by clicking the link down below. Check me out on Facebook and Twitter if you've not already. I've got a ton more drivers to test, so stay tuned to all of those driver testing as well. That was the TaylorMade R15 430 against the Ping G30 LS TEC. Take from it as you wish from the information, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys.